Good afternoon to you. It's Carly from Learn English with Carly here, and today I'm in Carisbrooke Park here in North Vancouver. Now it's super cloudy, so it's bound to rain, okay? As it's still winter, it's bound to snow again at some point. You've been working hard on your English skills. With all the work you've been putting in, you're bound to improve quickly and reach your English goals. What is this bound to with the infinitive? Bound to means that we are certain that something is going to happen in the near future or in the distant future. It is very likely to happen. We usually use this verb more in speaking than in writing. Let's look together at some sentences in the present tense. Look at those clouds. It's bound to rain in a minute. Actually, I think that's a very good sentence. It certainly is bound to rain here. This means that I am very, very sure that it's going to rain soon. It is very likely to happen. If you don't wear a coat, you're bound to get cold. This means that if you don't wear your coat, it is very, very likely that you will get cold. And here we go, some raindrops. If you keep eating junk food, you are bound to put on weight. Again, if you eat unhealthy food, it is very likely that your weight and health will suffer. The cost of living crisis is difficult right now, but things are bound to get better. Well, let's hope so. Although life is difficult for many at the moment, life will improve in future. Fingers crossed. If you watch my channel here on YouTube, you're bound to improve your English. I hope so. Mistakes are bound to happen. Of course, we're all human and we make mistakes. Notice how we use the infinitive straight after bound to. It is bound to rain. You are bound to get cold. You are bound to put on weight. Things are bound to get better. You are bound to improve your English. And mistakes are bound to happen. If you are enjoying this lesson, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, click that like button, as well as click on the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Use to be and your pronoun before it. It is bound to rain. You are bound to get cold. Things are bound to get better. You are bound to improve your English. Mistakes, remember they are they and plural noun, are bound to happen. These sentences are in the present tense, but we can of course use the past tense with bound to and the infinitive as well. Cara was bound to get the job after such a great interview. The takeover of the company was bound to lead to redundancies. The traffic was terrible today. Jason and Maggie were bound to be late. Harriet was bound to find out eventually that her husband was cheating on her. Now, to cheat on someone means to have an affair with another man or woman. This food is too hot. It was bound to be, as I just took it out of the oven. Well, that was bound to happen. This is a sentence that many parents use when their children ignore what they have just said or warned and go ahead and do it anyway. I'm talking from experience here. Liz was in such a hurry, she was bound to forget something. Messi and Argentina were bound to win the World Cup. In the negative, we add not between bound and to. Carl's bound not to come. Here, the contraction Carl's means Carl is. Carl is bound not to come. This is an immediate future sentence. You think it's likely that Carl will not come. Okay, it's gonna pour. Let's continue. But in the past tense, Carl was bound not to come. This means that you had a feeling that Carl wouldn't come and he didn't. Alex was bound not to pass his exam. Look at the position of not in all of these negative sentences. Between bound and to. Now, to be bound to with the infinitive does have another meaning in English. to have a moral or legal duty to do something. This is useful in business situations or when discussing points of law. We would use this use of to be bound to in both writing and speaking. The client is legally bound to pay the total cost. The government is legally bound to consider every asylum claim. As citizens, we are morally bound to respect each other. Drivers are bound to use due care when driving. Police officers are legally bound to arrest suspects. After signing the contract, the tenants were legally bound to keep the house in good condition. So, in summary, there are two meanings of to be bound to followed by the infinitive. The first one, when we wish to say that something is likely or certain to happen, it's bound to rain. We figured that out the hard way today. And number two, when we have a moral or legal duty to do something. I hope that this short video lesson on this tricky English verb has helped you understand the meanings and the uses of to be bound to with the infinitive today. Feel free to practice the use of this verb by writing a comment to me. I look very much forward to working with you again soon in our next English video lesson. Take care for now. Bye.